What's up, guys?
Yo!
We are here. Today we're going to be talking about justice. And justice is kind of a big issue right now. It's something that's being talked about everywhere. Wherever
over
you
social
look.
media.
Social media, the news, newspapers. I don't think you guys really read newspapers anymore. Never mind.
Do they make newspapers anymore?
I read it.
I don't know.
But anyways, so justice. Why should we care? Like, why is justice such a big thing? And specifically for Christians, like, you hear about justice a lot. And as Christians, we're actually called by God to stand up for what's right and what's just. Because God is a lot of things. God is love. God is goodness. But he's also a just God. And he cares about people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely does. And so part of those people, Jesus actually says to his people, he says, hey, love thy neighbor. And that was kind of a tricky question for some of them. It's like, well, hey, Jesus, then who's my neighbor? And so he gets into this story in Luke 10. It's a parable. And he says, you got this guy, he's traveling down the road, and all of a sudden he just gets mugged, robbed, right? Because of like who he is, right? And then all of a sudden you have this priest, like kind of a pastor, like one of us, right? That's walking down the road, sees this guy bloody, just banged up, everything. And he actually decides, that's kind of gross. He's okay. I'm just going to walk along past him and just totally ignores him. Then you have this guy who's a Levi, right? And he does the same thing. But then you get this guy who's a Samaritan, and that's a totally different race. Like they were different races. Actually, they didn't even like each other. It was they were very racist toward each other. Yeah. And so what did he do? He went to him. He grabbed him. He picked him up, put him on his donkey because they didn't have cars back then. They had donkeys apparently. He bandaged the wounds. He took him to the hospital and told the hospital, hey, like take care of him. I'm gonna go back and get more money and I'll reimburse you whatever you need. Just please take care of this person because he saw this person in need. And so then Jesus responds to the people that he's telling this parable to. And he says, who in this story, out of the three people, is the neighbor? And then one of the people said, the one who showed mercy. And then Jesus said, yes, now go and do the same.
Yeah, that's such a good story, and it just kind of shows where we're at as a culture. Of it doesn't matter who you are, or if you know the people that maybe are having issues or problems or injustices against them. It's about being who God calls us to be as children of God and showing love and compassion to those around us and our neighbors.
Totally. Yeah. I just think like that story is really good, and like we need to reflect on that. We need to think like, wow, if there's someone who's asking for help, if there's someone who's saying like, hey, I've been robbed, I'm getting picked on, or whatever the injustice is, are we going to be people who say, you know what, I'm going to go and love this person. I'm going to go love this my neighbor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So this week, wherever you're at, decide that you're going to show compassion and love to those around you and stand up for justice, no matter what that looks like.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you guys. See you later.
See ya.